Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Whoever is talking.
Perfect. I hear you now. I hear you now. Perfect. Omar, let me know if we're ready to begin.
We can go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, in that case, good afternoon and welcome to the official press conference ahead of Leagues Cup 2023 match between Nashville SC and Colorado Rapids tomorrow at Joey's Park. We're very excited to welcome Colorado Rapids head coach Fraser. Now we will move on to questions from our media on site. Please raise your hand and Rapids press officer Omar will call on you.
What's up, Mitchell Carroll, DMVR?
New competition, first time going into it. Are the guys excited? Is it kind of something extra? Like with where the team is in the standings, how excited are they to get kind of a fresh start in the competition?
Yeah, it's a couple of things. We haven't won enough games, period. So we need to win games. The fact that it's a new competition, something that's never been done before, there is, excuse me, an air of excitement there. And for us, we're looking for ways to turn our season around, and this is certainly an opportunity going into a new competition, different structure. Just as I said, something we've never seen before. So the emphasis on our part is really to play well and to execute and to get results. We've played well in most of our games this year, but if we don't execute in the moments where we play well, then we arrive at where we are. And we know to get out of this, we need to play well, we need to execute, and this provides a platform for more games to do so.
Well, yeah, I guess with the new competition, did you get a chance to see any highlights or any games from last night in the competition? And do you have any thoughts on the Messi goal debut?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good goal. Obviously, he is the best player to ever have played the game. So you certainly expect brilliant moments like that. But fantastic debut, storybook ending. I'm sure the league couldn't have been happier.
We'll go to virtual questions now.
Wonderful. We'll go over to John Newell from Babel. Please, John, go ahead, ask your question.
Thank you. Robin, just a two-part question. First of all, we know how good Nashville is defensively, and with the fact that you guys only scored 4 goals in the last 10 matches, what do you think you'll have to do in order to be able to not only, turn around your form as far as not being able to score goals, but also penetrate their defense the way you want to? And the second part, what I wanted to ask is, obviously your main focus is to get out of this group and move on to the knockout stages, but with what we saw last night in the first night of this competition, the electric atmosphere, not just in Miami, but in Austin and in Orlando as well, do you feel like that with the way the league's grown, the amount of talented players that have come over and have joined this league, do you feel like it's an opportunity in a broader sense to showcase just how much the gap has closed between MLS and Liga MX?
The first part of the question was about what do we need to do to score goals. We need to execute when we get into the appropriate moments to do so. We've gotten ourselves into pretty good spots most of the year, and we need to execute in those moments. And if we do, games are different. Goals change games, obviously. Nashville's a very good team defensively, and we know that they're going to be tough to penetrate, but we have to continue to play the way that we think can bring us success, has brought us success, and we know that it's a difficult group to play against because they are such a good defending team. But we have to keep doing the things that we do, and as I keep saying, be a little bit more precise in their box, and obviously defensively more precise in our box. Dealing with Hani Mokhtar is job one, I think, if you're going to deal with Nashville, and certainly it's someone that we're going to pay a great deal of attention to. With regard to, I think the ultimate question was, is this an opportunity to show that the gap has closed? I'm sure that's the premise of the tournament. For us, it's an opportunity to win games, move forward, and try to win a competition that, A, we want to win, but B, also it's passage into Champions League. So it's a new a new competition, a new environment, a new arena. And as I keep saying, it's another opportunity to play games, and we want to play more games because we need to win more games.
All right, now we'll move on to Brendan from the Denver Post. Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, Robin. Thanks for the time.
Sure, Brendan.
I couldn't hear Mitch's first question, but I have a feeling of what it was about. We saw how much the group responded to the challenge of a tournament format in the Open Cup. And I guess now that Leagues Cup is here, and it's going to be a month really off from league play as a whole, how are just the guys compartmentalizing this break in this season? And what has been the focus like over the last week for Nashville?
Yeah, we definitely don't see it as a break. I know it's a break from league play, but as I keep saying, it's more games and games against good teams, and we haven't won enough games this year, and our approach is we need to win more games. So going into it, the approach has been to get ourselves as ready as possible with the ball based on how we think Nashville's going to play, and then also preparing to deal with what they do when they have the ball. And so in that sense, it's no different than the approach to a league game. Obviously, penalty kicks are something that we practice and understand that's going to be part of it. But at the end of the day, the approach is the same as it is for the league games, which is we need to win. We need to reward ourselves for some good play, so we need to win.
Wonderful. Are there any other questions virtually? Brandon, another question? 1 second.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Robin, do you have a status update on Diego?
He's doing really well. He's not ready yet, but he's doing really well.
Now we'll go to Sydney, who has her hand up.
Hi, Robin. I understand that preseason was a very long time ago, but do you feel as if your time in Mexico playing against some of these opponents prepared you in any sense for this tournament, just based on the physicality of the teams, the style of play, what to expect from this tournament?
Honestly, it's been so long, and when we were in Mexico, each of the teams we played drastically different styles. So I don't know if leaning on that experience from preseason is going to really bode well for us in Leagues Cup, just because it's a different team, different Mexican team that we're playing. And as I said, when we were there, we saw so many different styles of play that it's hard to say that just playing in Mexico would have helped us for this. But it was an opportunity. I think whenever you play international games, it's just a little bit different. And I do think playing the three teams helps us in that the approach in international games is just slightly different, and the players are just slightly different. But having said that, I don't think anything is really similar to Toluca that we saw. But certainly we will draw from all the experiences that we can to try to be as good as possible.
We'll go back to Mitch.
Coach, with some new faces popping into the lineup in the last few games, are you looking at this fresh start in a tournament to even further rotate the squad, get some more minutes for guys that maybe haven't seen the field as much in league play?
I suppose that is a possibility and a way to approach it, but given the fact that we don't have a league game on the weekend and a game next week Wednesday and a game the following Saturday, that the break is actually for the tournament, you certainly feel like you want to play the best lineup that you can. And yes, we have some players and some young players who have broken in recently and some young players that we would like to see play, but we have to be selective about the right opportunities. And for us, really, it's about selecting our best group and trying to win the game.
We'll now go to Connor. Connor, go ahead.
Hey, Robin. One thing I feel like we see a lot with tournaments is an emphasis on set pieces and success on set pieces. Do you feel like this is a place in this 2 games against these two teams, you feel like your set piece is going to give you an advantage and give
Well, we always think our set pieces are something that give us an advantage and give us a chance to win games. Having said that, Nashville's also a very good set piece team, so we know that that's the case. But it's been a strength of this team ever since before I got here. Sharpie's done such a good job in setting up our set pieces and preparing our players that we always feel like that's something that we have to play for and something that we look forward to because we think we're quite good, and we have been quite good and efficient at that for a while.
All right, if there are no more questions on site or virtually, this concludes the press conference for coach, and now we welcome defender Keegan Rosenberry. Thank you.
We'll start with Mitchell Carroll with the MVR.
Keegan, just wanted to start with your thoughts on this new tournament, being able to play some Mexican clubs, and if you had a chance to see any of the highlights or any of the games from last night, and if you have any thoughts on the Messi debut and goal and kind of what you thought of that.
Yeah, the new tournament's exciting. I think around the league there's kind of a buzz about it. It's brand new. I think there's kind of that unknown as to what the competition can truly hold. But in terms of that, natural rivalry between the United States and Mexico, I think it's only going to accentuate that. And I think everybody's excited about that. So us included. Obviously multiple MLS matchups, but everybody playing at least one Mexican team is something different. And for us specifically, I think we could use a different competition and change of pace for the league. So it's a way to maybe change our fate a little bit and get some momentum going back into the league. And as far as last night, hard to miss all of the action. Watched most of the Miami game waiting for Messi to sub on. So I was glued, as I'm sure most people around the world were, watching the debut and just seeing. I think everybody was curious what fitness level he comes in at and how much he plays and what he looks like, and why was anybody questioning that, because he comes in and looks like himself, and the magic that you see is himself. So it was fun to watch, now fun to be a part of, and kicked off the tournament in a great way.
Getting more specific with this club and preparing, what's it like playing with Gutman opposite you now on the other side, and kind of this new back line, getting Moist more integrated? How's that been in training leading up to this tournament, kind of confidence level with this group facing like a really good team in Nashville and Toluca?
Yeah, it's been good. Like I said, some of that new energy that comes along with some new player acquisitions and changing the look of the team a bit has helped us. It's given us a little bit of a boost, and obviously Andrew's first start ended up being our first win at home, and only third win of the year, so that was much needed. But he's been great. Integrated very quickly. Transition was pretty quick and seamless. I think it's less about the personnel and for us just more about the collective and trying to put together a full performance. There's been glimpses in each game. We've been in each game this year, throughout the season, but trying to put together every aspect and have that heightened focus for 90 minutes is the goal going into Sunday.
All right, we'll go over to virtual now, Paula.
Wonderful. Goal goes to Friendly. Friendly, go ahead.
Hey Keegan, thanks for the time. We saw how much the group was motivated in a setting like the Open Cup. Do you think the style of play, tournaments, kind of the group stage games can bring out a different side of the team? We saw, I guess, really the first couple rounds of Open Cup, it looked like, free women and just really exciting in that way.
I would say a little bit, only because there are no draws. You're not really taking a point from a game. It's a tournament style kind of. There are 2 group games, but you almost need to treat them like elimination games because there's only 2 and it's a group of 3. So there's a little bit of not lose as opposed to pushing for a win. Especially away from home with our first one until we come back here next week. So yes, a little bit. I think it's just a different format, and we're going to be ready for that and approach it differently. And obviously the shootout's coming right after the full time. It's a little bit different as well. But yeah, to your point, I think there's a little bit more urgency there to get those results that we need in the 2 group games that we have. But again, exciting for us. Can bring a new energy to the group and hopefully give us momentum going back into league games. So we're excited. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We'll now go to John. John, go ahead.
Keegan, despite the struggle small recently, the back line, you said, has had some new players and some new acquisitions, getting them integrated. You have had 4 clean sheets in your last 7 matches. Do you feel like that's a good template and a good sort of way to carry that over into a competition like this, especially you have to go up against a player like Connie Mukhtar tomorrow?
Yeah, you know the I think during a stretch of games where you struggle, you almost look to shore up the goals conceded and the chances conceded first. And I feel like in this stretch of games recently, we feel like we've limited teams to really good chances. We've limited goals conceded, and it's just that evolution of continuing to try to get ourselves out of the position that we're in. And it feels like that final piece is obviously converting our chances, but continuing to create good chances, get our attacking players in good spots, put them in a position to succeed, which we're trying to do all over the field. So, yeah, that's obviously the goal going into tomorrow. Keep a clean sheet, and we'll take our chances from there, hopefully.
All right, are there any more questions for Keegan? Brendan, 1 second.
Thank you. Keegan, I guess I know this is going on at the same time as the Women's World Cup, and additionally in town you've got the launch of for Denver FC. I guess with all this soccer going on, what is the locker room kind of made of the summer as a whole, and how really big a moment this is for the Denver and the Colorado soccer scene?
Yeah, to be honest, as maybe this isn't the answer you want to hear, but I think there's such a focus right now on what we're trying to do, and because the results and the season hasn't gone the way we wanted to or have wanted to, I just feel like everybody's heads are here, and the focus is how and the process in which we get out of the hole that we've dug ourselves in. So, not to say that we're oblivious to what's going on around us, but I just feel like the focus and the energy is pretty much here and limited to the team and the club and what we've been trying to do. Again, that might seem a little backwards, but that's the feeling for me right now. Obviously, those different topics that you mentioned. I watched a little bit of the women's first game last night, and everything with the women's team coming here is so exciting, and great for the game in general. Not just the women's or the men's side. It's just the energy, the awareness, the bringing people together through sport, through soccer is what everybody's about. Makes everybody more excited about our games, games to come, the sport. For youth levels, every day I'm driving in here and seeing youth competitions going on at the facility it takes me back. That's where everybody found their love for the game is when they played at a young age, and so it's exciting. I'm excited to see where the women's team here can go and how that kind of develops. And it's been fun to watch people a part of this club participate in that as well. And as far as the national team, it's they've had so much success. It's the expectation is for them to do so well in this World Cup. So, yeah, it's there's so much pressure on them, and it must feel good to get that first result last night. So, long-winded answer to hopefully partially what you wanted to hear, but I'm excited. It's a good time to be in Colorado. Put it that way.
I appreciate it, Keegan.
All right, and with that, we conclude the press conference. Thank you so much, Keegan, for your time.